Hey, what's going on, friends? My podcast every day is broken up into 2 parts on the free platform. The first part, Act 1, is right now. When it's all done, go right on over to Act 2 to get the second half of the podcast. Thank you so much for checking out my show. All right, I'm going to do this. I'm ready. I am so ready. Welcome in to the Eric Zane Show podcast. A daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the Impact Power Sports studio. If you're in the chat, please feel free to tell me when there's a technical issue. I rely on you. That's horribly embarrassing. But that's kind of the way it is these days with me. You see me looking off to my left right now if you're watching this. If you're listening to the recorded audio podcast, you don't see this, but I'm looking over and there's all these faders. This is actually a legitimate piece of equipment. But I just don't know how to use it. I have no idea what I'm doing. I thought that this was going to make my life easier, and it's done nothing. It's made my life more difficult. I am now a shittier podcaster with an upgrade in hardware. I wish I was using the $250 piece of equipment I was using before. It was much simpler. This one is $2,000. Now, when it comes to operating a board, or board opping, as it's known, I am absolutely shitty at it. I have never been good at this, but I won't stop trying to improve. Because of my shitty board work over the years, numerous times on the radio, the word fuck has been heard. There was a time when I actually dumped an entire cup of coffee onto a brand new piece of equipment back in the old radio days. There's actually video of that floating around on the internet. And the board has a bunch of openings that can, it's like the worst possible thing that can happen is for moisture to be around it. And I'll never forget, because there's no more coffee in the cup. It's all gone. And it's on the board, and then it immediately all disappears because it's now seeped into all those openings and channels and crevices. And I'm like, oh. And our best buddy, Free Beer, hands me some paper towels. So I grab them and I look and I go, there's no need. It's gone. There's no moisture to clean up. It was like dumping it into a strainer. You put pasta in the thing and the water disappears, it goes strained out. That's what happened. Jeremy says, yeah, Mike Clark dumped the biggest cup of coffee possibly ever on his board. You're just fine. Same thing. May he rest in peace. I love Mike. I don't know if you know this, Jeremy, but I got to be pretty close with Mike the few years before he died. We would have long conversations. I was so sad when Mike died. I'm going to go look that up and listen to that later on. Thank you, by the way. He says, all the radio greats do it. Maureen says, give it time. With the piece of equipment, you'll get used to it. Maureen says, hair is on point this morning, Eric. Well, thank you, my dear. I appreciate that. That is very flattering, and I always sit up taller in my chair when I see a nice comment like that. Megan, another one of my lovely lady audience members, Eric's hair and Bruce's ears. Looking good, boys. Indeed. Thank you. What the fuck was I going to talk about? Yesterday, this a podcast is titled They Go Low, EZ Goes Lower. And that has been my mantra for a long time. So somebody said something to me, and it's something that pisses me off more than anything. And when I was crafting my response, I was like, is this too much? And then I said to myself, yes, it is. Thus, I will post it. This may have been one of the meanest things I have ever done in my life. And I'm fairly confident that some of you will be disappointed. It's going to be there's going to be people that are disappointed, and there are going to be people who find it hilarious, and some of you that might even be angry. That's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to be split 50-50, that some of you may have found it funny, and the other 50% disappointed. Like, I picture show mom Megan going, Eric, all right. This stems from this moment right here. Audience member Rick was at our local airport, the Ford Airport. And he says, EZ, wild free beer, subject line, like seeing free beer in the wild. I have a picture of free beer at the airport. His hair looks stupider, even in, I don't know, his hair looks stupid even in person. I was like, well, of course it does. I would say it looks more stupid. Don't post this picture until after 5 p.m. That's when my flight leaves. LOL. Signed the other Rick and GR. I think that's funny that he's like, yeah, I don't want to get in trouble. Like, he's afraid that he's going to post it, or I'm going to post it after 5 p.m. and Freebeer is going to get wind of it and like want to kick his ass or whatever the fuck. By the way, that hair it's getting, it looks like he's attempting to do more with it. And I think it's actually making it worse. Yeah, it looks fake. It looks like a wig now. It looks absurd. So, of course, I'm going to post that. And, people having fun with it, goofing on him for a stupid pic. And, that it's my duty to do that. Now, the one thing that I'd like to note is, ever since this war has been going on, I have experienced nothing but things that encourage me to keep doing what I'm doing. That is, bust their balls, love on Kelly Cheese for the talent that she is, and do the show, Who Are These Free Beers? Because what I mean by that is, if I wasn't getting the amount of positive response from what I do, I would just stop it. I would be like, nobody gives a shit. I'd stop. Come on now. But quite literally, every single time that Ben and I do Who Are These Free Beers, and then I post a little 5-minute clip on the free platform and encourage people to go and check out my Patreon to get Who Are These Free Beers or Who Are These Zanes or one of the other thousands of podcasts that I put up there on my Patreon, which is the lion's share of my work. Every single time I do that, I'm getting 3, 4, 5 just from putting that up there. And when you're a podcaster like me, that many Patreon subscribers, every time you post it is a windfall. It's fucking great. You might think it doesn't add up to much, but, you know, if I have 10 people that sign up on Patreon, we're talking a dollar amount north of $1,000 a year. So I encourage people to sign up. Check out the show. We have a good time. That's how I've made my living for almost 6 years now. So when people say, move on, it pisses me off because they think that I'm doing this because I'm still angry. I'm not. I'm having the time of my life. It's fantastic. And they can't say anything. They wouldn't. It would be a bad idea for them at any time to reference me. A very bad idea. And the reason why is because if they indicate anything, that they've heard it, that they've listened, that they're picking up on anything in a roundabout way, they throw an insult my way because they don't do anything now. I used to get sideways insults all the fucking time. I don't get anything now, which tells me that they're paying attention. They're smart enough to know that there's a little bit of mystery to it when they don't say anything. But if they do say something, oh, God, I would be on cloud 9. So they're not going to let me know that. And it would be dumb of them to do that. They will never say anything. That's a pipe dream to think that they would ever lose their shit and say anything at all about me. So the reason why I do it is because it helps me. And Ben and I love doing it. And it's funny. So some guy writes, move on. So now I have a way of doing things whenever when something happens that I don't like. Rebecca says, $1,000 a year? Well, if I get 10 people subscribing to Patreon Tier 2, that's 120 times 10 per year. Like if they sign up for $10 a month for a whole year. That's just the easiest way of doing the math. Chris says, where's the pic? Just switch from audio to video. So here you go. I took a look at the guy who said, move on. And what I normally do is I will look at them, like their picture, and what can I attack them on. And this dude looks like a fairly normal guy, some guy in New York. He's got a beard, he's got kids, and he's got this wife who she looks like Shrek. I mean, seriously, if she put the green face paint on, she would be Shrek. Now I take move on as a personal attack. Fuck you. This is my page. But if I just say, yeah, go fuck yourself, who gives a shit? I've done this before to people where they've attacked me. And I did the same thing that I'm telling you about right now. And I replied to their comment. And then they realized, oh, shit, he's really going low. And then they delete their comment so that it deletes my comment. Now, I want you to know, on this one, I posted it, and something very rare happened. I was second-guessing myself from the beginning. Might be a little bit too intense. Might have to back off. But then I screenshotted it and sent it off to Tyler K. And he wrote back, oh my God, holy shit. Chris says, can we see the pic or no? I don't have Facebook. Yeah, it's coming. Relax. Okay? Goddamn. You hyper fuck. Jesus. I'm getting there. So I'm like, should I do it? I don't know. Megan says, I love that we all get different texts. I get raccoons. Tyler gets mean shit. Linda gets PR help. Yeah, those are all inner circle people. Now, a couple audience members responded poorly, and they were doing the old. One lady said, "Easy. I hate free beer, but this is too much." And that was the one that made me realize, uh-oh. And then another guy named Chris Kaminsky, who I remember, he wrote, "This is even too mean even for you." I'm like, oh, no. So I started to feel worse. So I deleted it. And then I wrote, all right, I'm deleting it. But now here I am, and I'm just showing you this so that you know that my opinion still hasn't changed. It was too much of an attack. I know some of you are like, Jesus Christ, just show us. Just shut the fuck up. I'll get there. So it starts out with the image of free beer. I screenshotted it. And this Aaron, whatever his name is, says, Zane, move on. I went ahead and I saw this wife, and she looks like fuck. And I screenshotted that. Maureen says, I'm not going to lie. I cringe when I saw it. She shouldn't be punished for his dumb comment. I'm glad you deleted it. Okay, this is it. I wrote, Aaron, instead of wasting your time on my page, how about saving up your pennies and getting your wife a makeover? And then there's her picture. So this might be the meanest thing I've ever done. And so I have learned to train myself that when in doubt, always do the wrong thing. Always. Amy says, oh no, not gonna lie, I'm laughing. Rebecca says, yikes. Stevie says, wow, that's bad. Now, are you referring to her face or my comment? Megan says, oh shit, Eric. Okay, Stevie says both. So does Amy. Megan says, I mean, I laugh, but not your best. Also, not your worst. Rebecca says, yeah, both. Okay. So that's it. That's it, pretty much. God damn, did he piss me off. Maureen says, it reminded me of when you told Lonely Nick to spend his money on new teeth for his wife. Oh, shit. Jeremy says, I mean, she does look like Shrek. Bob says, nah, you can't back down, man. I know. It was a moment of weakness. Maureen says, Amy, we can picture you giggling right now. I'll tell you this right now, that that is a dangerous formula. If I am doing this show and in my field of vision is runner girl Amy, this is going to, she reacts. She's probably the most fun person to make laugh. Because if I make Amy laugh, I am going to laugh. And if I am going to laugh, I am now encouraged to keep being a fucking idiot. So if she's cracking up, I'm like, oh, God, here we go. Fuck. Bob says, should have left it. I've said worse trolling on Facebook pages. I know, but I just felt bad for her. I mean, she might be super sweet. Megan says, I think without the pic, it would have been okay. Yeah, but then it wouldn't have made it nearly as much sense. You know? Amy says, me laughing, encouraging Easy to be more ridiculous makes me laugh more. Oh, yeah. It's like, it's you know, a tsunami. It just keeps getting more intense, the idiocy here. It's like a deadly idiot cycle. Well, anyway. That's that. Nothing more that needs to be said. I don't think that, a lot of times on Facebook, you'll get people on there who, a lot more people pay attention to the Facebook page than actually the podcast. I think. I guess I don't know. There's really no way to tell. Chris says, sorry, my man. I wasn't trying to be a hyper bitch. I just felt like everyone else knew what the pic was, and I'm not on Facebook. Apologies for being curious by the tease. It's okay. I'm not really mad. God, go wash your man bun. I think the rubber band is too tight on your man bun. I almost said band bun. It's okay. I'm not really mad. I could never be mad at you, Chris. Jesus. I try not to get mad at audience members in the chat anymore. It's a bad policy. If I'm going to freak out at somebody, it's got to be with, people on Facebook. And why are you not on Facebook? Are you one of those, I'm protesting. I don't want my information shared. Yeah, I can't do it. I'm just not going to do it. Why are you not on Facebook? Whenever people say, yeah, I don't do social media, I'm like, well, why the fuck not? It's a toxic place. It's just very bad for me. Shut the fuck up. It's just bad things on there. And they make me feel bad. And they hurt my feelings. I can't do it. Shut up. He says, they're all toxic, so I just pick one to be on. LOL, I'm on Twitter. No, bullshit. Get on Facebook. You're missing shit that I'm doing. Jimmy says, is that your Ashley voice? No, Ashley voice is far different than that. And I can't do it unless she's in here. And she doesn't do that anymore. She never shows up. It's like where she's completely estranged from the show. I don't know what the fuck happened to her. I'm kidding. She loves me. I love her. I think she finally got a big girl job, and she is threatening to move out of her parents' house, which would be a fucking miracle. Hey, Dad. Oh, my God. I fucking love you. Fuck you. Hey, thanks for letting me stay down here till I'm 38 years old. Oh, fuck off. Suck my dick, Dad. All right, I did it. So what? So anyway, that's the open of this here podcast. The open and live stream on Twitch, on Facebook, on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, I am kicking you out right now. The rest of it's on Twitch. Sign up twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live or download the Twitch app and search Eric Zane Live, all one word. The audio podcast is uploaded wherever you download shows. Just search my name. There I am. Subscribe to the audio podcast. Subscribe, rate, and review, please. Not to mention my Patreon. We mentioned it earlier, the aforementioned Patreon. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Sign up for 7 days free. And you won't get charged. All you do is you sign up with a payment form, then cancel it right after. That's my advice to you. That way, when the 7 days is done, you don't get charged, And then you're like, well, then what if I like it? Well, then just sign up again. That's it. You just sign up again, and then you're good to go. Or don't. Or if you're like, hey, I trust you, Easy. It's going to be great. Like I said, 24 episodes of Who Are These Free Beers? That is hours, and that is 24 hours of Who Are These Free Beers, roughly. Available for you right now. Episode 1, episode 24. Not to mention, Who Are These Zanes? The daily Ben and Eric Patreon. The daily Patreon bonus, the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, the Lost Zane recordings, something to listen to while I'm away. All there for you. Thank you. Facebook and Twitch. Brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. X, brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Rebecca says, I love Ashley voice. Chris says, Ashley comes in waves just like hurricane season. Yeah, you're right. She does. Like, for example, that moment when things got weird, she literally was on, like, every podcast. I think Ashley not having a job at the time contributed to she would show up here and then show everybody her boobies. And then it was just complete ridiculousness. Fuckface Amy's laughing to encourage her. And she was just off the rails. God damn. I'm thoroughly convinced that if Amy was regularly hanging out with Ashley, Amy would wind up in jail. Corrupted beyond belief. Without a doubt. Those two together, holy shit. Thank you so much to Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV, 616-532-6600. Smack dab in the middle of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Get your cars fixed there. Have they picked up the Accord yet? Weller was supposed to do it yesterday or today. I was told that, miss. ervines.com, ervines.com, repairing all makes and models, including hybrids and EVs. They have free loaner cars for you, so that you don't have to worry about somebody carting you around while your car is getting fixed. 616-532-6600. Please mention your old pal, Easy. Cannot forget about Impact Power Sports. They sponsor the studio. Great sponsors of mine. They've got everything that is fun. Stuff to rip up the trails with. Motorcycles. ATVs, UTVs, side-by-sides. Not to mention Yamaha golf carts. E-bikes. Scooters. All that sort of thing they have at Impact Power Sports. Shop online at impactpowersportsmi.com. We're back to talking about boobs. Chris says that Amy, well, first of all, Amy says that is a fair assessment of what it would be like if she was regularly running with Hurricane Ashley. Chris says Amy would also be showing her boobs. Amy says, I have sport boobs. Nothing exciting to show. Yeah, sport boobs are those little, like, fried egg boobs. Some women have bigger boobs than others. That's the pond that we play in here. It's genetics. But most women, when they have babies, like, their boobs get bigger because the boob has to, supply the nourishment to the baby. This should not be new information for you. However, that did not affect Diana. Because she had those fried egg boobs. And then when she had our babies, the boobs, they actually looked worse. So, like when you're driving down the road and you see those orange cones that keep you out of the one lane, Imagine that, but the size of a titty, a small titty. That's what her titties look like. She had 2 cones strapped to her chest, pretty much, once the babies arrived. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. She looked like, if she were like on the island of misfit toys, she'd be on that island with, it'd be like a toy called a red-headed cone tits. So then one day, she fell into some money. She fell into some money because her dad died. And, it wasn't a lot of money, but he had a truck, and her and her brothers sold it, and they split the money. And so the NFK, and rest in peace, Dave, they probably went across the street to Dugan's Irish Pub and blew it all on booze. Pooh Bear went and bought titties. So I was very thankful. I wonder if there's ever been a person who bought titties from inheritance money. Well, she was. Is that wrong? I don't think that's wrong. So anyway, yeah, she got those, and she's good to go. But now she's been saying to me, hey, I think I got to go back and get a tune-up. I go, why? What are you talking about? My titties are sagging now. And I'm like, okay, I don't know how that works. I'm way, that's above my pay grade. So I don't get involved in those things. Like when women are changing their appearance or they're doing something to their own bodies, you, for fucking God's sake, better not, like, weigh in with, like, your opinion. The only thing you can do is go, oh, wow, that's cool. There is it's not a good idea to do that. More on that in a second because there's questions. So that's where Jackie got the idea. I don't know where Jackie got the idea. I just know that Jackie also had boobies like her mom. And so she wanted to change that around. So she got her own boobies. I don't think Madison is interested in boobies. Pooh Bear's like, well, I might have to go get a tune-up on my titties. And I'm like, okay. Now, if I say anything, now, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, you could go under the knife, but I'll bet you if you took a little time and did a exercise program and, pumped a little iron, some resistance training, you might not have to do that. But her face would get bright red, and then she would have that Irish redhead strength, that ward strength, and kill me. Because twofold. One, I'm weighing in. That's a problem. And two, I'm suggesting she gets exercise. So she's going to be like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with you saying I'm fat? Fuck you. Oh, yeah, cool. That sounds good. Chris says, I feel like this is one of them. There is no right answer for men scenarios. No, that's not true. There is a right answer. If your wife comes up to you and says, I want some plastic surgery, you go, hey, I support you whatever you do. If you don't get plastic surgery, you're the most beautiful woman on the planet. I mean, come on. If you do get plastic surgery, same thing. It's all good to me. I mean, come on now. That's the only thing you can say. And you got to do it quick. You can't pause. If you pause that half second, oh, fucked. Like, for example, she's, that's why this abortion thing, all these women are like, oh yeah, fuck, let's go. We got to be able to get abortions. Half these women don't want an abortion. They would never have an abortion, but they're more concerned about their right. And, they don't like anybody telling them what they should do with their bodies. Women are like, fuck that. We get told what to do all the time. Fuck you. We're always being told we're shitty drivers. Fuck that. If we want to kill our babies, we're going to kill our babies. Fuck you. So I'm all about it, as you know. Pooh Bear says to me, because I'm going up north today. And she goes, well, I'll have to be up there in the at nighttime. I'm getting up there after you. I go, why? What's going on? Because I got to drive the fraud bus up there, and she's going to take her car. So I have a car to drive to the radio station in the morning. And it's kind of like the way we do it. And she says, okay, I'll be up there late. I go, why? What's going on? Oh, I'm getting a tattoo. Another tattoo. She's got tattoos everywhere in her body now. And there are so many memorials. She's got tattoos everywhere for people who have passed away. She is a human cemetery. And I'm not sure. I think she's doing something to honor my half of the family. I believe she is getting the Armenian word for family on her arm. I don't know where that came from, but she says to me, do you know, can you reach out to your cousin and get me the Armenian word for family? And I said, well, that's one of two things. You can get the Armenian letters or the English letters. And it's the way you say family in Armenian is yantanik. And she says, well, I want the Armenian letters on my arm that say family, but I want you to make sure that it's correct, because I've heard about people who do something in a certain letters from a different language, and then they want to put like family in Mandarin Chinese, and it says finger my asshole or something like that. So I reach out to my cousin. I go, hey, Janet. And so she goes, okay. And she goes, now Janet's super sweet and family oriented. She goes, that is the nicest thing I have ever heard. I go, well, it's not that big of a deal. I'm sure she appreciates that. She goes, oh, that is, because Armenians are so proud, She goes, this is incredible that she would do that for our side of the family. I go, okay, all right, come on. She's not fucking donating a kidney here. Let's not overstate it. So, you see the letters that look fucked up, that's Armenian. She's getting that. I don't know where she's getting it. Some part of her body. I can't even ask. Because, fuck you, it's my body. Okay. I personally would not get a family tattoo anywhere on my body. If I were going to get a family tattoo, it would have to say immediate family with an asterisk. Because if my immediate family, Jim, Jack, Maddie, Diana, fucks with me enough, I would absolutely cut them out of the will. Okay? Those of you that say, well, we have to love them, they're family, fuck that. I have been estranged, And then there's my extended family. So overrated. So overrated. Oh, my God. I love my immediate family. But remember, it's overrated. I will always say immediate family is, or I should say extended family, is the most overrated thing on the fucking planet. Tyler says, my mother cut off her dad because he's a cockhead. You don't have to love your family no matter what. Yeah, I was recently, I'm estranged from some extended family right now. I don't even speak of them. I don't say their names. But recently, I was at a family event, and I've maintained this stance. And out of the blue, these fucking extended family members, they suddenly are like, now they feel bad, I guess. And so they corner Pooh Bear, and they try to like avoid me and try to like nuzzle up to her. And I'm like, what? Huh? So I wander away. I don't want any part of it. And then I'm sitting in the car waiting to leave because I don't even want to be there. I'm so fucking pissed off. I'm deliberately being sketchy with the details. She texts me and says, you got to come in. We're all family. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I was just there for 2.5 hours and nobody said fucking shit to me. I'm not suddenly going to go, I love you. To fuck you. Go fuck yourself, you piece of shit. I'm not doing it. I don't need you. Fucking A. Maureen says, I have a tattoo for each of my family members, just my little fam, including my cats. Okay, but where do you draw the line, you know? It's like at my house, we've got all these urns full of pet ashes. And I'm like, when are we going to stop doing this? Because we're not going to stop having pets. Chris says, is this over the COVID super spreader a few years ago? I remember some people flipping out around Thanksgiving or something. No. That's all good. Everybody on my dad's side of the family, love them to death. Love. Okay? Love. It's this other patch of people who I don't give a fuck about. They are dead to me. Never going back. Fuck you. Fuck you. Nope. I don't give a fuck. Maureen writes, oh, God, I have pet ashes from my outreach dogs. 2 more just this week. So you telling me that when you help out a dog, like foster it, and then it croaks, they give you the ashes? I feel bad for the ashes. All right. I am taking a break right now. I'll be right back. I think I got music here. Do I have music here? All right, that is Act 1 of the podcast. Act 2 is available right after this one. Go check it out. What are you doing? Don't miss a second of it. Thank you so much.